time for Story with Miss Lori, and today we're going to hear from DK's Big Book of Airplanes. If you've ever flown on an airplane, perhaps you've flown on the Boeing 747 airplane, which is one of the largest of all airliners. That's why it's known as the jumbo jet. It can take 400 to 500 passengers on the plane. It's also been used to carry the space shuttle to the launch pad. It has 4 engines that are attached under the wings, and they're so large that an adult could actually stand in one of the engines. And the wheels on the plane are taller than a 4-year-old. The pilot and the co-pilot sit inside the cockpit, surrounded by controls. There are even switches above their heads. A jumbo jet can travel a third of the way around the world without having to stop and refuel. It carries over 56,000 gallons of fuel in 7 tanks, 3 located in each wing and 1 in the center section between them. The jumbo jet is so big that it takes passengers for 11-hour rides. The plane will be loaded with more than 800 meals and about 30 gallons of juice and water. Everything about the plane is big. Seaplanes are useful in areas where there are lots of natural harbors and lakes and mountains. They're basically planes that have floats instead of wheels, so they're unable to land on a runway. Instead, they land on and take off from water. There are 4 doors, 2 on each side. Once the pilot has landed, he or she has to taxi forward very slowly. This prevents the spray from the waves from damaging the propeller. But the plane has to move fast enough to allow the rudders or the floats to work. It's a tough job to get it right. A seaplane can carry 3 passengers and a pilot. Airplanes are used for all kinds of things. This one is an agricultural airplane used to spray a farmer's crops to keep the bugs off. This is a flying laboratory, a plane used for research. It can track what changes there are with the weather, with the sea, and geography. It can also be used to test the behavior of new technology under extreme conditions. It flies 13 miles higher than a jumbo jet. And you can even build your own airplane with an airplane kit, like this one. Here's an unusual looking plane. It's called the Concorde. It can travel across the Atlantic Ocean from New York to London in under 3 hours, less than half the time it takes for a jumbo jet to fly there. The nose of the Concorde is curved, but it straightens out when the plane is in flight. This helps the plane cut through the air. It drops down for takeoffs and landings, so the pilot has a better view of the runway. The nose contains radar equipment. It also has a tail fin and a tail cone and a rudder. Here's the jumbo jet taking the space shuttle to its launch site. And here is the space shuttle attached to its booster rockets and fuel tank, blasting off into space. Take a look up at the birds in the sky and see how planes and the shuttle were designed similar to birds in flight.